Hello there. Welcome back to another scripting video. Today we're going to be touching on the topic of arguments and parameters. This one was highly requested from my Discord server as well. I'll put a picture of the poll up on screen now. Anyways, guys, we're going to be delving into the ins and outs of arguments and parameters. Okay, so what are arguments and parameters? Okay, so now assuming you've watched my functions video, which is very important for you to understand this video, so I will flash a card to that up in the top right. If you haven't already, go and watch that video, then come back and this will make so much more sense. But let's get on with this video. What is a argument and what is a parameter? Okay, so a parameter is basically when you define a function or you're sending or you're storing information, basically. It's like a variable stored within a function, okay? So I have a little example coded up just here for you guys. Local, I've defined a function. This, you'll know what this means because you've watched my functions video, I'm hoping. On joined, we've defined a function, player, with a parameter. This is a parameter. This is the parameter, okay, of player. So right now, this is literally just memory. That's all this is right now. And then inside the function, we're printing player.name because we're fetching the player later in the script, okay? So this is just a function ready and waiting to be called. Player.name ... we've concatenated. I'm hoping you've watched my concatenation video. If you haven't, I'll flash a card to that up in the top right as well right now. Go watch that as well if you haven't already. This will make more sense. Has joined the game. So we've just stitched these two values together. Okay, so next we're using a player added event to the game. We're just connecting that to a function. This is the argument, okay? So this is the parameter, the receiving end, and the argument is the basically sending the information. Parameter is receiving the information. Just remember it like that. So we're sending over the player that has just joined the game, and then we're connecting. Well, this is where we're actually sending it. This is just grabbing the player that's joined the game. This is where we're sending it. So on joined, we're firing the function, like in my functions video. You'll understand what I'm doing here. And then I've got passing the argument of player over to the function. So now we're giving this, the player that's joined the game, over here to the function in its brackets, the parameter, and then we're printing the player's name. Right, so if we click play and look through my output, when a player joins the game, it will print their name. As you can see, my name, jacksmith_1000, my username, has joined the game. This is because we have our string value that's concatenated to my player's name value, right? And this name value has been passed to this function, okay? And this function has been called when a player has joined the game, and we've passed the player to the function to pass over to the other function, and then we've just printed the name of it. It's simply what we've done here. Alright, so let's go with another example. Let's say we're creating a part and we're going to pass a parameter of how we want the part. Alright, so we need to declare a function to create our part inside it. So we can do local function. I'm just going to call it create part, and we're going to go and put our brackets. And for this, I'm just going to pass one parameter of anchored. You can pass multiple parameters separated by a comma, kind of like tables. It looks a little bit like the same, but not the same. So I'm just going to pass that of anchored, okay? So now we can do local part equals instance dot new, okay? And we can do part dot anchored is equal to anchored, okay? So what's happening here is, like I said, we're passing the parameter, okay, the parameter of anchored, which is going to be information that's stored. So in this case, I'm going to pass a parameter of true when we call the function down here. So part.anchored will be equal to anchored value. I'm just going to rename this to value real quick so it's a little bit easier to understand. Value, anchored value. So this will be equal to true actually, but it's just stored inside of a parameter instead. And we need to finish this by saying part dot parent is equal to, and I'm just going to make it workspace for now. Okay. So next we need to call in our function and pass the parameter of anchored. Okay. So now we can do local function. So now we can call in the part, so now we can call in the function, so we can do create part, and we're going to pass the parameter of true, because true is the first argument we're sending over to the parameters in this specific function, okay? We could pass a string value of part, okay? And I'm actually going to add a second value here as well, and I'm just going to call it part name. Okay, and we're going to do down here, we'll do part dot name, okay, is equal to, and then we're going to use the part name parameter that's been passed through by the function calling. Okay, so it's going to pass through the string, so the name will be equal to part name, which is the string that we've passed, right? So we can do part dot name is equal to part name. Okay. Oh, my bad. Whoops. I need to actually create a part. There we go. Instance.new.part. Please don't forget that. I'm very sorry about that. Okay, so we also need to set a position for our part. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to see where it is in the workspace. So we can do part dot position is equal to vector3 dot new. Make it 0,15, so it's floating above us a little bit so we can actually see it. And there we go. There is our part floating 15 studs above our world. And as you can see, its anchored property is obviously set to true because we ran that parameter through the, we ran that argument through the parameter and we changed its value based on that. So if I come down here to anchored, there it is. As you can see, it's checked, check, 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 unchecked. Okay. And its name is also obviously part. It's by name by default. But if we look at here in our script, it's already had its name part passed through it as an argument to the parameter of part name, which has been set in the script through here. Okay, I just want to take a quick second to mention my scripting Discord server. So in my scripting Discord server, we do lots of lessons and extra scripting stuff like that. You can hire builders, you can hire scripters, anything like that. I've got an entire channel dedicated to that. So if you're interested in anything like that, we're all about scripting, we're all about helping each other out. So if you're into that, I'll leave a link to it in the description below. Anyways, guys, that's going to be about it for this video. If you've enjoyed, like, comment, and subscribe, all that great stuff. It really helps out my channel. We just passed 100 subscribers. I'm very happy with that. So thank you guys again. But other than that, see you next time.